Welcome back. So now we're talking about the find and replace functionality in Excel. So basically what the find and replace, just like it sounds, it's to locate and modify data efficiently. Like I have here, the find and replace talks about what are you finding, what are you looking for? Probably you have a large data set of 10,000 rows, 10,000 people, or information of 10,000 people or entities, and you want to find one particular one or a group of, should I say, a group of data that has similar. For instance, you want to find everybody that comes from Nigeria, and that data set contains people from different countries of the world, and that is what the find is for. And then eventually you want to replace them. You want to replace, that country, Nigeria, to whatever any other country. That's what the replace with is for. So, like I have here, access method, click find and select from the editing section of the ribbon in your home tab. So let's go to home tab and editing section. This is the editing section. This is the find and select. So when you click on this, you can see it gives us different options: find or replace. So let's go for find. So let's assume that I'm looking for, let me search for. So when you click on this, you already see the find and replace here. You can either do the replace, or let's start with the find first. So find, let's assume I'm looking for a member of staff called Jose. Pardon me if I didn't pronounce that well. So I'm looking for someone called Jose or Jose. I type it here and then I click on find all. When I click on find all, it brings out everybody that bears that name. It brings them out. So I think I have like 1, 2, 3 as a Joseph, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think like 12 of them. So when I click on this, the Excel highlights the first person. Can you see? This is the first name, Joseph Anderson. And then this next person is Joseph Martin. It goes down to that place. You can see it's active already. Just Ross, it jumps down to that place. And then the mark. So I could just look for who I'm looking for. And then this is Just Lee, Just Kang. And that's all like that. So eventually the one I'm looking for is Just Kang. And I want to, so that is just basically all about him. And to replace now, peradventure, I want to replace that particular Jose. Now, the same way I search for what I'm looking for. Now, initially we're on find. Now, talking about replace, I search the name I'm looking for, and of course, the same thing. I click on find all, or click on find all. But preferably, you don't even just click on it first. You want to replace. Now, I could let me try to click on Joseph Ruiz. I click on this Joseph Ruiz, just Ruiz, and I want to change his name to JJ. So let me see that I could just say replace and replace. All right. So basically, what it's actually doing is everyone whose name starts from Jose. Can you see? It's changing their name to that Joseph. It's changing it to JJ. Can you see? Which is not what we want. So how do I do this? Okay, let me undo that. J. Let me reverse the equation. Don't worry, this looks confusing now. Let me just reverse the. Okay, I can't even do that. Let me close this and undo the reaction. All right, I think I'm good now. So back now to replace. I just click on replace. Also, it takes me back there. So people from United States. Now let's search by country. United States. I want to look for members of staff from United States, and then anywhere there's United States here, it's going to change it to USA. So you can see currently we have if I search for United States, find all, we have so many, like uncountable. Let me click on this. You can see this is line 2, row 240. This is United States here. If I click on somewhere else, it takes me back there. This is it, 155. So now let's replace United States for USA, and then it's literally going to. I can replace them one after the other. If I click on replace it from the first one at the top. So Yeah, from that place where I started, USA. If I replace again, click, it changes this one as well to USA, and it keeps on doing that one after the other. But if I click on replace all, it replaces every of them. Can you see? All done. We have made 640 replacements. That is one instance. Now let's assume that I'm looking for someone whose name is Thomas. Let's search for someone whose name is Thomas. Find some people whose name are Thomas. Now I want to change it to, so anywhere there's Thomas, it changes to Doubting Thomas. I mean, trust me, you'll be doing more real things with data set. But so assuming that I want to change everywhere where the word Thomas appears, I want to replace it with Doubting Thomas. I could just do replace all. Okay, Excel. Okay, let me close this first of all. All right, now let me do that again. So on that shortcut, you can, instead of going here, I can just do Ctrl F and it opens the same place. So first of all, let me find Thomas. Let me find Thomas if there is Thomas. Of course, there is Thomas from line 76. Let me do the replace now. Replace the first one. It has replaced. Let me replace all. 9 replacements made. Can you see Doubting Thomas? So let me try to find. Can you see Doubting Thomas? Doubting Thomas. Padilla, and find next. And what's the next one? Andrew Doubting Thomas, and all of that. So that is basically how they find and this also. Let me make a real life illustration now. I want to change. I want to just shorten some things here. So I want to change this. In this department, I want human resources to just be HR. So I'll Ctrl F and I'll replace. I'll type human resources. Remember, the text has to be matching, or else it will throw an error. Human resources. So I want to replace that with HR. So if I replace all now, can you see all done? We made 125 replacements. So now we have can you see we now have HR instead of human resources? That is more like a real life scenario of using the find and replace. So once again, you can either go from your the home tab in your ribbon and click on find and select, or just do Ctrl F to open that modal. All right, now that being said, so that is that for find and replace. Now in the next video we're talking about Excel operators, and so see you in the next video.